Good evening, viewers and subscribers. This is Althea, and I have not been here for some time now, but nevertheless, I'm back with more snacks. Now, in today's episode, I am going to talk about the disappearance of my steel, commonly called rebars. Now, today you get to be the judge. In the comment below, I want you to leave your verdict. Let me know if A, the steel that was stolen was mine, B, it was somebody else's, or C, my steel just evaporated into thin air. So stay tuned and let's begin this fireside chat. So, over the couple of months that went by, I bought several tons of steel, as you would imagine. Based on where the house is at this point, the house is where we are decking the second floor. So, naturally, a lot of steel was purchased before. But in this decking, the builder called me up and told me that he needed some more steel. So I sent and I bought half a ton of half-inch steel and quarter ton of 3/8 steel. All right. So the steel was delivered, and that's the bundles of steel you're seeing there laying on the ground. So they used whatever steel they were using for that day, and they left the steel. Now, nobody thought anything about, the steel was missing. They just thought, well, naturally, they had used up this steel. But few days passed, and they were asking me for more steel. And I told the builder, I'm not buying any more steel because based on the amount of steel I bought the other day, the steel couldn't have finished as yet. And I know that the amount of decking that I was shown that was left to be steeled up, half ton of steel should be able to steel it up. So I stick out, say I'm not buying any more. Anyway, I got a call sometime later on, and to my surprise, the call was that there was a neighboring farmer that called the builder and said to the builder, I see quite a few length steels down here in my planting walk, and you're the only one building next door. So come and look and see if this is your steel they draw away. So the contractor went down and he began to pull the steel that the farmer told him was laying on the ground. But as they pulled the steel, they discovered another heap. And there was another heap again of steel. So there were like 3 different piles of steel that was laying in the plantain walk. So the contractor called for some help from men that were working, and they retrieved the steel. I think, I don't want to lie, but I think they said it was something like 11 or 10 lengths of steel was there, but it was a good amount of steel. It took big effort for those steel to get feet and walk, or either the steel slide on their belly like a snake and went to that planting walk. Anyhow, they retrieved the steel, and that was the steel that they used to finish up the decking. All right. So there was an individual, the same individual that I had put in charge of that building where the chain link fence um, disappeared from. So he was the one at the time that was giving a high on things for me. So when I contacted him and let him know that all the men said they found several length of steel in the plantain walk, to my surprise, you guys brace yourself for this one and take a deep breath. If you have something to drink, take a sip, and I'm gonna let you know what was the reply from this person who was supposed to be my friend that I gave the okay to oversee my place. All right? I'll be right back. Now, guys, I hope you didn't drink any alcohol when you took that break, because you're gonna need to take 2 Panadol or 2 aspirin after you hear this. But according to my agent, my so-called agent, the steel is mine. The steel must be somebody else's steel they brought there, because somebody else who is like quite a distance from his building, and it could be their steel they draw away and bring to the planting field. Now mark you, this same individual was up by his house building. You understand? Same individual. His goal was to put on a top floor on his house for himself. And this is what he's telling me. So, I don't know if anybody else sees that as a red flag, or I can't get in your heads as viewers to know what you're thinking. So leave me a comment down below, because little by little I find out this person wasn't in my interest. From all kind of stories he give me that, oh, there isn't anybody there that's capable to do the building, all kind of excuses, one on top. Some of them so petty I wouldn't even put them in a video. But this goes to show the type of people you may have to deal with when you're trying to build your home. And that's why a lot of people abroad don't bother waste their money to say they're sending it to Jamaica to build a place, because some of them, they don't have the time to spend down there and see about it themselves. And they don't have anybody that they can trust. And so they don't bother build anything out there. So sometimes we curse them and say they're worthless and this and that. And when Uncle Sam get ready, they're gonna throw them out of their country and they don't have anywhere. But these are some of the reasons why they haven't done anything. Because either they're gonna spend 3 and 4 times to build the little place, or they're gonna go home and to their surprise they're gonna get a heart attack. There won't be anything. And I've known people who that was their experience. Okay? So in some of these pictures, you will see some of the work on projects that I've talked to you about, like the bay window and steps and so on. As I promised, when I find any little clip of things that I didn't have when I make a slide, I mean a video, I'm gonna throw them in. So I hope it doesn't throw you off. All right. So I promised that I wouldn't be long, guys, and I'm going to keep my promise. So I would like you to leave down in the comment what you think happened. And give me just your honest feedback, what you think about this disappearing steel and what was the motive and so on. And more than all, Leave me a comment if you think it was my steel or somebody else that's building far away steel. All right. The next video I'm gonna come to you with is about the cement. The cement that disappeared. Okay. And I'm going to try to do that before the week is out. I have been neglecting YouTube because, you know, the big C is not as much as it was before, and the place has opened up, and I have a lot of catching up to do, doctor's appointments and all kind of personal things. And so, you know, it has taken up a lot of my time. But I promise you, I am getting back on track. So give the video a like and a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. And stay tuned for the debacle with the cement, okay? All right.